Well, it is leak season once again, for good or for bad. The Fatal Fury Open Beta gives data miners a lot of time and space to get into the structure of the game and get data. And well, they basically data mine like 2 seasons of the game, which is pretty insane. I don't know what's happening, with like Japanese devs. Like they get this problem every time they do a beta. It seems like it's super hard to work with, and it seems also like they don't care. So in this video, we're going to talk about all the leaks. We have a ton of characters, almost 35 if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to look at them, talk about it, get our impressions on it, and see, how is the roster looking for this game, basically, because it is a huge leak. So if you enjoy fighting game content and content for Fatal Fury, give this video a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. What do you think of the current state of Fatal Fury? Do you like the gameplay on the beta? And let's actually get into it. So of course, the leak is gigantic, so it has the entire, base roster. And we have some surprises, I guess. Well, first is that we get Dongwon and Jaehan. I don't know how to pronounce it, but we get the 2 of them. I thought that we were only going to get one, and that the other character would be, the spot would be taken by someone else, but we're actually getting both of them, and both of them were on the original Garo. So that's good. I like those characters, so it's nice to see them, it's nice, to see them in the game. Then we also know that we're going to get Freeman, which is big. A lot of people want Freeman in the game. A lot of people at the end of the day want like this weird, emo character that he is, and because his gameplay is super fun, so it's good to have him in the game. I think that it's good news that Freeman is also going to be, in the game, and he was of course part of the original Garo also. We get a confirmation for Hokutomaro also, which is big. A lot of people are into that character also. We also get a confirmation for Grant, which is kind of huge, not gonna lie. Like having Grant on the game with Box, I thought that we would only gonna get Box because he kind of has Grant's moveset in some ways, but the fact that we're getting Grant and Box is great, having those 2 characters, which are incredibly cool. A lot of people are trying Box on the beta because a lot of people like the design of the character and its gameplay. So it is actually really nice news that we're also getting Grant. A lot of people are gonna like that character for sure. Then all the other characters, of course, are characters that we know are going to be in the game. But if we move over here, in 16 and 17 spot, it says skipped. And well, my guess is that these 2 are basically Ken and Chun-Li, because they are not mentioned in the list. And there's something interesting about this that we're going to talk about at the end, but it is pretty big. And then after that, we get 2 boss characters. These characters doesn't really necessarily mean that all of them are playable. Maybe some of them are just going to be, like a boss characters inside a specific game mode in the game, or they're going to be in the story and they have a model inside the game. But we have Nightmare Geese and Fallen Rock. Both are incredibly cool. I don't know how Fallen Rock's gonna look. Maybe like Iori in some way. Well, it's probably going to be very cool. And Nightmare Geese, of course, getting Nightmare Geese is huge, gigantic thing. Super fun, and cool character. Hopefully they are playable. Like I pray that we can play as Nightmare Geese and Fallen Rock, because if we cannot, it's going to be a big disappointment. Then we get Andy, Joe, which are basically your Season 1 DLC. Mai, Billy, also part of the base roster, and Mr. Big. And with that, the base roster technically, it's over. That entire, list should be the base roster. And then we move into what we could call Season 2 maybe. And we have Blue Mary, which is great. We need Blue Mary. It's a Fatal Fury game, It would be pretty weird to not have her on the game, so I'm super glad that she's going to be in it. Then we get Rick Stroud, which is an obscure character, just like Alfred, which is the other next guy. Both of them are kind of obscure, but they are cool, so I'm not really mad, at them being in the game. I think that it's fine. It's going to be fun to play them also, because their gameplay is probably going to be very unique. So in that sense, I'm okay with them, but they are of course not like super, famous characters from the franchise. So in that sense, it is nice that you get them, but it's not necessarily, the most hype 2 characters that you're gonna get. Then we have Ryo Sakazaki. Huge thing to have him on the game. He's technically part of the Fatal Fury, like lore, because he's part of Art of Fighting also, but those 2 things are kind of connected, but he's technically also a Fatal Fury character. So it is great that we're gonna have Ryo. He's a classic character, kind of a joke character also. So in that sense, it is big that we have him in the game. And then we have Duck King and Krauser. Getting Duck King back is huge. A lot of people want to play Duck King. They like the character a lot. but he has not been in the game for years. So it is really hype that we're gonna play with Duck King again. Super cool that he's, you know, on the game. And then Krauser. Getting Krauser, it's kind of weird. Technically he's dead, but he's back. So I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe it's like a Heihachi situation, but on Fatal Fury. Hopefully that happens with Geese also, because if this is happening with Krauser, we should be able to play Geese. I'm just gonna say that. But the list looks good, man. Like, I love the cards that we have here. It's pretty cool. And I don't really see anyone that I would say, oh, why is this guy in the game? Like, everyone seems to make sense. So in that sense, it feels like they are good choices, you know, by the devs. And finally, the big thing, you know, is that there is two other, like, basically spots that are skipped. And they are 3 in total characters. And it is weird because the only other characters that are skipped in the list are Ken and Chun-Li. So are these other 3 characters also guest characters? You know, it would be pretty insane to get another 3 guest characters. It would be super hype, in my opinion, personally, and very fun also. But I don't know. There is also the thing with Ronaldo. We don't know what the hell is the Ronaldo collaboration. Like, is it going to be a game mode? Is it going to be a skins? Or is Ronaldo going to be a character? Because there is a single skipped character. You know, 027 skipped, and it's only 1 character. So maybe that's Ronaldo, and we're actually gonna play with him. It would be busted. Like, it would be super stupid and like incredibly fun. So I'm down for that. I don't mind if that happens. And then we have 30 to 32. So technically they are 4. I don't know, but if they are 4, I don't know. What is this? Is this like Tekken characters? Are we getting guest characters from Tekken into Fatal Fury? Are these more SF6 characters? Because let's remember that SNK and Capcom have really good relationships now in terms of, you know, business. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get more SF6 characters down the line, or even Third Strike characters, who knows. I wouldn't be surprised at all, because maybe, for example, this, or the date in which these characters are revealed and everything, and they are SF6 characters, or Street Fighter characters, or Capcom characters, maybe at that timeline also we get, for example, an announcement for the next Capcom versus SNK game, because that is probably the next big, you know, crossover that we're gonna get. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if these are also Capcom characters. Do not think that these are going to be necessarily guests from another franchise. And also they could be more, you know, SNK characters. Maybe they are KOF characters, so they are like guests, but from SNK IP. For example, they could be Kyo, Iori, and I don't know, who else? Benimaru, for example. It would be super cool also. I would be down for that. So, I don't know if this leak is real. Of course, the older leak had like a photo, you know, and the art and things. This is just data. It's just words. You know, someone can just put this list on a Word document and then tell you that it is a leak. I don't know what is the source of the leak. So in that sense, I don't know how real it is. But it is good to talk about it, because at the end it also works, you know, as a speculative way to talk about potential roster characters and how cool they would be. So I'm super down for that. I don't mind if it's fake or not, you know. I just wanted to talk about the game because I'm super hyped for it. The beta has been super fun. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you like this list. You know, if this list is real, I think that it's going to be pretty hype. So see you on the next video, guys, and keep enjoying the Fatal Fury open beta.